Okay, so we are now recording. Let me present my screen first. Okay, one moment here. All right, so my screen is already presenting. Let's first start our class with a prayer, shall we? May I call on Julie to lead the prayer, please?
Let us bow our head and pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
All right, thank you, Julie. So, good morning, grade 7 Faith.
Good morning po.
Good morning,
Morning,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Morning po.
Okay, so before we start, let me first check my connection. Can everyone hear me, or can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes
ma'am.
po,
Yes.
ma'am.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for confirming. So for those who can turn on their cameras, please do so. I want to see your faces. Turn on your cameras. And for those who cannot, it's okay. All right. Perfect. I'm seeing faces now. Great. It's great to see every one of you. First, let me remind everyone of our classroom rules. Prior to that, let's see. Okay. Let's have our attendance first. Louie, can you please report the class attendance today?
Ma'am, good morning. So as I was checking, I think everyone is here, ma'am.
All right. Okay, great. We have perfect attendance. So let's now move on to our classroom rules. Let me remind everyone of our classroom rules. First, we need to respect everyone by putting your microphones on mute, especially when someone is speaking. And then second, we need to cooperate if we were asked to do so. Lastly, avoid slouching and be attentive at all times. So I can see everyone sitting up straight, so that's great. All right. So are those classroom rules clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. Let's now check our a lesson recall. Let's do a lesson recall. What was our last topic during the previous meeting? Yes, Louie?
I think, ma'am, last meeting we talked about the correct production of vowels and consonant sounds, diphthongs, blends, and glides, ma'am.
Awesome. That's correct. Thank you so much. So based on what Loie mentioned, it's about consonants, diphthongs, production of vowels, and glides. Do you have any more questions about that? Anyone?
No more
No, ma'am.
questions, ma'am.
No more questions, ma'am.
Great. All right. So if you don't have any more questions, let's have our first activity. Okay, let me. So first, let's read the direction. Access the site. Using your devices, you need to access kahoot.it. I will share my screen so you can see the game pin. All right, one moment. Okay, so I'm now showing the game pin on my screen. Can you see it? Can anyone confirm?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Yes po.
So the game pin is 6496349. After encoding the game pin, you need to enter your name. You can choose either your first or your last name. I'm seeing that we have Hiram already on the server.
Ma'am, sorry, can you say it again, the code, ma'am?
It's 6496349. Let me post it in the chat room. 649, 6349. 64. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have? Okay, we have Louis Cute. We have Nick, Julie, Vidal, and Hiram. Let's see. Okay, so it seems that everyone is already inside the server. First, here's my instruction. You need to listen carefully. I will read the sentences. What will show on your screen is only the options. It will be a triangle, a diamond, or a circle. So you need to listen very carefully. I will read the question along with the choices. All right, I just want to confirm, are you all ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's begin. Let's go ahead and start with the question number 1. Okay, first question. Your friend blank too much. Triangle, talk. Diamond, talks. Circle, talking. Okay, so the correct answer is talks. We have everyone actually got the correct answer. Let's check our leaderboard. Okay. We only have 3 actually who got the correct answer. And they're on our leaderboard. It's led by Hiram at 764 points. We have Nick at 682 points and Vidal at 635 points. Next, question number 2. The man with the roses blank like your brother. Sit triangle looks, diamond looking, circle look. All right, the correct answer is looks. We have 2 who got the correct answer and 1 who got it incorrectly. Okay, so here is our scoreboard. It's still showing the same people on our leading. Number 3, each of the girls blank good on skis. Triangle looking, diamond looks, circle look. Okay, so the correct answer is looks. Nick has a streak. Let's have an update of our scoreboard. Hiram with 2,257 points. Nick with 1,982 points. Vidal with 635 points. Louis with 611 points. And we have Julie as well. Next, 4th question. Everybody blank asked to remain quiet. Triangle were, diamond was, circle being. Correct answer is was. All right, here's our scoreboard. Hiram has also a streak. Let's have our 5th question. Neither of the men blank here yet. Is it triangle is, diamond are, circle being? Okay, so the correct answer is. All right. Here's our scoreboard. Next question, number 6, blank each of the players ready to begin the competition. Is it triangle are, diamond is, or circle being? Right, so the correct answer is. Scoreboard update. We have Hiram 4,466, followed by Nick 2,647, Louie with 1,915, and Vidal with 1,799. Number 7, several of the sheep blank significantly large. Triangle are, diamond is, circle being. Okay, the correct answer is R. Okay, so we've seen Vidal climb up the scoreboard or the score ladder. Vidal's already in third place with 2,427 points. We have Nick on second, 2,647, and Hiram with 5,287 points. Next question. Number 8. Nobody in the class blanked the answer. Triangle has, diamond have, circle having. Okay, the correct answer is has. Scoreboard update. So we have Hiram, Vidal, and Loie on the first or on the top 3. Next, question number 9. All of the milk blank gone. Triangle being, diamond are, circle is. Correct answer is. Okay. Okay, so on the leaderboard, we have Hiram still on the first place with 9 streaks. We have Nick on second place. We have Vidal on third place and Loie on the 4th. Moving on to the 10th question. Most of the seats blank taken. Triangle is, diamond being, circle are. Okay, so the correct answer is R. Next question. Before we proceed, let's see the leaderboard first. We have Hiram, Nick, Vidal, and Loie consecutively. So Hiram has now 10 streaks. Moving on to the 11th question. Margot and her parents blank each other often. Triangle visits, diamond visit, circle visiting. Correct answer is visit. Okay, let's see. All right, moving on to the 12th question. Either the cups or the glasses blank in the dishwasher. Triangle are, diamond is, circle are being. Correct answer is R. Loie is now on the 3rd place. We have Hiram on the 1st, Nick on the 2nd, and Loie on 3rd. Let's have our 13th question. There blank a dog, a cat, and a bird in the garage. Is it triangle R, diamond is, circle are being? Okay, the correct answer is R. Okay, moving on to the 14th question. Either the workers or the boss blank the merchandise. Triangle deliver, diamond delivers, circle delivering. Correct answer is delivers. Okay, moving on to the 15th question. Neither Matt nor his brothers blank the party. Triangle is enjoying, diamond are enjoying, and circle enjoys. Are enjoying is the answer. Now, moving on. We still have the same names on our top 3. 16th question. Here into the main ring of the circus blank the trained elephants. Here into the main ring of the circus blank the trained elephants. Triangle comes, diamond coming, circle come. Correct answer is come. Okay. Still the same top 3. Next, 17th question. The committee blank hard for better schools. Triangle works, diamond working, circle work. Correct answer is works. Loie is now on the 2nd place, replacing Nick. Nick became the 3rd, so it's Hiram on the 1st, Loie 2nd, and Nick on the 3rd. Number 18th, either Joyce or Ellen blank here. Triangle are, diamond being, circle is. Correct answer is. Okay, moving on to the 19th question. The family blank occupied with their individual problems. Triangle R, diamond being, circle is. Correct answer is. Okay, moving on to the last question. Neither the women nor the president blank more questions. Triangle is asking, diamond are asking, circle ask. The correct answer is asking. So let's see. Who are the winners? Top 3. Third place with 6567 is Nick. Second with 7348 is Chloe. And first place is none other than Hiram with 14,408 points. So congratulations to these 3 and to our runners-up. Thank you everyone for participating. You all did a great job. You will get additional 3 points on the next quiz. This top 3. Okay. So moving on, let me just stop sharing this first. Are everyone still here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, po.
Yes,
All right. Okay. So let's now move on to our lesson. First, from the activity we just did, it seems that everyone or almost everyone is already quite familiar of the subject-verb agreement. Am I correct? Everyone is already familiar since like the earlier
Yes.
grades?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, po.
Okay. So from your previous years, what are the rules that you can recall about the subject and verb agreement? Anyone? Yes, Hiram?
Ma'am, as far as I can remember, if the subject is singular, ma'am, the verb must also be in singular form. And it's the other way around with the plural, ma'am. If the subject is plural, the verb must also be in plural form po.
All right, correct. That's actually correct. And that's the most and the basic rule of SVA. Any other rules you can recall?
Louis po.
Yes, Louis.
Okay, ma'am. When it comes to collective nouns as subject, their verbs vary depending of its usage. It can be plural, most of the time singular.
Okay, that's correct. Precisely. We have rules later that we will talk about. It's about the use of collective nouns as subject. So later on, we will expound Louis' idea about the use of collective nouns. Now, what do you think is the importance of the use of subject-verb agreement in your writing composition?
For us to avoid confusion and misunderstandings, ma'am.
Thank you, Dominic. So that's correct. We can convey meaning appropriately or accordingly if we know how to use subject and verb agreement. Okay, so let's move on to our main lesson. First, let's have the learning objectives. Number 1, who can read? Yes, Mako. All right, it seems that Mako is unable to unmute. Let's have, Dominic, can you please read the first learning objective?
Number 1, understand the rules and subject-verb agreement.
Thank you. Julie, please read the second learning objective.
Number 2, participate in activities that promote excitement and activities prior knowledge about subject-verb agreement. And
All right. Lastly, yes, Hiram, please read the last.
Construct their own sentences and paragraphs using correct subject-verb agreement with relevance to the current issues students are facing.
All right. So those are our expected learning objectives at the end of the lesson. Now, moving on, let's first recall the most basic SVA that was mentioned earlier. So everyone, please read the basic rule.
A singular subject, she built car, takes a singular verb, is goes, shines, whereas a plural subject takes plural.
All right. That's correct. Thank you so much, Louie. That will not synchronize if we all read together. So thank you for reading. So that's the basic rule that was mentioned by Hiram earlier. If the singular or if the subject is singular, the verb should be singular, whereas plural subject takes a plural verb. So, for example, here, the list of items. But actually, there are exceptions to that basic rule. So the letter A, who can read it? Please read it for me, Julie.
A. The first person pronoun takes a plural verb. I go or I drive.
Okay. So the first person pronoun I. When we say first person pronoun, that's I or we. So those are the first person pronoun. What else? What other first person pronoun you can recall? Yes, Louis. Or anyone else who can recall other first person pronouns such as I, me, mine. There are a lot.
Are, ours, and us, ma'am.
Yes, that's correct. Thank you so much, Julie. So those are the first person pronouns. Now, we need to remember that only the pronoun I should take the plural verb. Other first person pronouns that we mentioned earlier should still follow the basic rule. So, the second exception is the basic form of the verb is used after certain main verbs such as watch, see, hear, feel, help, let, and make. Let's look at the example below. He watched Ronaldo score the winning goal. So if we're going to take a look at the verb score, it still kept its form as a plural form or plural verb, score. We did not change it to scores, even though the subject is only Ronaldo, which is singular, because of the sentence's main verb, which is watch. Is everything clear? Do you have any questions so far?
No questions as of the moment po, ma'am.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Now we will move on to the next rule. Let's see. Rule number 1. Hiram, can you please read?
Rule number 1 states that a subject will come before a phrase beginning with of. This is a key rule for understanding subjects. The word of is the culprit in many, perhaps most, subject-verb mistakes.
All right, thank you. So, Hiram, from what you just read, what is your understanding of this rule?
Ma'am, ano po? The subject always comes before the ano po? The subject always comes before the word of and the ano po? Yun po yung ano po, main thought po ng rule 1 po.
Yeah, that's correct. So, that's correct actually. The key in understanding your subject. For example, let's look at the example below. A bouquet of yellow roses lend color and fragrance to the room. That is actually incorrect. If we're gonna take a look at the verb, it used the verb lend. Because what do you think is the mistake here? We look at the yellow roses as the subject, but it's actually incorrect. As what Hiram mentioned earlier, the key in understanding your subject is look at the word before the word of. So the correct form should be a bouquet of yellow roses lends color and fragrance to the room. The verb that we use is lends, singular, because the subject is a bouquet, which is also singular. Okay, so that's rule number 1. Do you have any questions?
None, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay, very good. Now, let's move on to the second rule. Let's see. Rule number 2. Two singular subjects connected by either or neither nor, require a singular verb. For example, please read the examples, Louie.
My aunt or my uncle is arriving by train today.
Can you please read the rest of the examples?
Neither one nor Carmen is available. Either Kiana or Cassie is. Ma'am, I can't see, ma'am, because
Sorry. All right. Let me read it for you. So the third example is, let's see. There. Either Kiana or Casey is helping today with stage decorations. So from the example, two singular subjects connected by either or neither nor, require a singular subject. So that's pretty much straightforward. Do you have any more questions about rule number 2?
None, ma'am.
All right. Seems pretty clear. Let's move on to rule number 3. I need someone who will read rule number 3 and its example. Dominic, can you please read?
Rule number 3, the verb in an or, either or neither or, nor rather, sentence agrees with the noun or pronoun closest to it. For examples, neither the plates nor the serving bowl goes on that shelf. Neither that serving bowl nor the plates go on that shelf.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much for reading. So from this rule, read it again. Everyone, I want you to read it again on your own. The verb in an either or neither nor sentence agrees with the noun or pronoun closest to it. From that rule, I need someone who can give me one more example using the rule number 3. Anyone? You can raise your hand. I'm not sure who that is. I didn't see the. Sorry. Who raised Who raised their hands? It's not showing. Let's see. Try raising hand one more time. All right, it was Julie. Okay, Julie, give one more example, please.
Neither the teacher nor the students participate in the survey.
Excellent. That's actually a correct usage of rule number 3. Now, moving on to the 4th rule. As a general rule, use a plural verb with 2 or more subjects when they are connected by the word and, except for compound nouns such as breaking and entering or bed and breakfast. Why? Because these compound nouns work as a singular subject. So if we're going to apply rule number 4, example, a car and a bike are my means of transportation. Which words in this sentence are the subjects?
A
Anyone?
car and a bike.
Car and bike.
That's correct. Thank you. I'm hearing a lot of answers. All of you are correct. A car and a bike. How about the verb?
are.
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 That's correct. So a car and a bike are 2 separate subjects. They're not compound nouns. So that is the rule number 4. Let's now move on to rule number 5. One moment.
Okay, let's move on to our rule number 5. Wait. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So rule 5A. So rule 5A is actually divided into 2 segments. We have here sometimes a rule 5A and rule 5B. We have 5A, no? Sometimes the subject is separated from the verb by such words as along with, as well as besides and not. These words and paraphrase are not part of the it's not part of the subject. So ignore them and use a singular verb when the subject is singular. Like for example, the politician along with the newsman is expected shortly. Next, excitement as well as nervousness is the cause of her shaking. On the other hand, in Rule 5A, parentheses are not part of the subject. So we have here an example. Miss Claire, can you please read the first example?
Joe and his trusty mat was always welcome.
Okay, thank you. So here, Joe was the only considered as subject. Hence to the singular verb was. So still, the trick here is it seems that when the sentence is awkward, you may try to rewrite the sentence. Okay, moving on to our rule number 6. Who wants to read? Mr. Louis, can you please read the rule number 6?
Rule number 6 is straightforward. Sorry, ma'am. Rule number 6, sentence beginning with
Yes.
here or there, the true subject follows the verb.
Can you please read as well as the example?
For example, there are four hurdles to jump. There is high hurdle to jump. Here are the keys. Yun po, ma'am.
Okay, so rule number 6 is straightforward. So any question? Feel free to unmute if you have any
No, ma'am.
questions.
No more questions.
None po.
Okay, thank you. So now, let's move on to our 7th rule. Use the singular verb with distance, period of time, sum of money. So when considered as a unit. Please read the example, Mr. Dominic. Can you please read the
Examples.
examples?
3 miles is too far to walk. 5 years is the maximum sentence for that offense. $10 is a high price to pay. But $10, for example, dollar bills were scattered on the floor.
Thank you. So as what we've seen, 3 miles is a measure of what? It is a measure of?
Distance.
Distance.
Distance, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Therefore, it was followed by what singular verb?
Is.
Thank you. Very good. Moving on to our 8th rule. So, like rule number 5, it is also subdivided into 2 parts. Part A and a part B. So, can someone please read the rule number 8A? Hi, Ram. Who's that? Okay, Ruby.
Rule number 8. With words that indicate portions, example, a lot, a majority, some, all, Rule 1 given earlier in this section is reversed, and we are guided by the noun after of. If the noun after of is singular, use a singular verb. If it is plural, use a plural verb.
Okay, Hiram, can you please read the examples of Rule 8A?
The examples of Rule 8A includes a lot of the pie has disappeared, a lot of the pies have disappeared, 50% of the pie has disappeared, 50% of the pies have disappeared.
Okay, thank you, Miss Ruby and Hiram. So, all right, if there are portions, look for the noun after the word of. That will be our basis of the verb form. Questions of Rule 8A.
None, ma'am.
And ma'am.
Thank you. Let's move on to our Rule 8B. Rule 8B is a collective noun such as group, jury, family, audience, and population. The verb might be singular or plural, depending on the writer's intent. Here are some examples. Okay, I will read example number 1. All of my family has arrived or have arrived. If the family is the verb, if the family is a whole, the verb should be
Singular, ma'am.
Singular, ma'am.
okay. Thank you. That's correct. If the author is pertaining the individual of the family, then the verb should be in plural. Most of the jury is here or are here. And the next and last example, a third of the population was not in favor or were not in favor of the bill. Now, our last rule. So our last rule says that the word replaces was in sentences that express a wish or a contrary to fact. Like for example, if Joe were here, you'd be sorry. So shouldn't be Joe be followed by was and not were, given that Joe is singular? But Joe isn't actually here, so we say were and not was. The sentence demonstrates the subjunctive mood, which is used to express hypothetical and wishful, imaginary, or functionally contradictory thought. The subjunctive mood pairs with singular subjective, which we usually think of as plural verb. Can somebody please read the rule, the example, another example? Someone,
Me-
I mean, Louis.
I
Okay,
wish it were I wish it were Friday.
very well. Thank you, Mr. Louis. So, subjunctive mood is losing ground in spoken English, but it should be in active now participation with the use of formal speech and writing. So, thank you everyone for your active listening. Are there any questions? Do you have any
None
questions
po.
about the rule
None.
number 9?
None, ma'am.
We have learned a lot.
Okay. Thank you. I'm terrific to know. Now, to check if all of you have understood the lesson today, we will have another activity. Are you ready?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We
Nai-excite
are
ako, ma'am.
going. We are going to have an online quiz B. Use your device to access this link. Okay, wait. I'll be sending the link below so you can access it. Am I speaking too fast or yan? You may now access the link. So all of you need to participate and answer the quiz of 16 questions within 5 minutes. Once the time is up, only the student who finished the quiz will need to send a screenshot of their final result. You have only 2 minutes now to send your result of your quiz to my email. I will link it below. Okay, are you able to access the link? Are you all able to access the link that we
Yes po,
provided?
ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any problem accessing the link? We're only giving you 5 minutes to answer 16 questions. Okay. Are you all ready?
Yes po.
Okay, so in 3, 2, 1. Okay, now you may start answering the quiz. Three more minutes. 2 more minutes. One more minute. Okay, time's up. Now you can take a screenshot of your quiz result and you can now send it to my email. I'll only give you 2 minutes to send your result. Okay, I've seen quite few people sending their results here. Okay, time's up. So I've seen a lot of you send your results, no? That's quite impressive. We have here our top 3 scorer. We have here Hiram, Louie, and Julie. Okay, thank you for those who participate. This round of applause. Okay, I will give you 3 points for those who for our top 3 students. All right. Looks like everyone have understood the lesson. Let's go ahead and put it to our test now. As your output for these lessons, okay, is the screen visible already na? Okay. As for your output no, for this lesson, you need to write an essay with 3 paragraphs, minimum of 5 sentences each. A reflection paper about your life during the pandemic with the use of proper subject and verb agreement. You have here a guiding questions for your guiding for writing your essay. This has already been uploaded no, to our classroom, to our Google Classroom already, together with the rubrics and the format. Do you have any questions regarding the output?
None po, ma'am.
None, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So I'll be posting your score tonight at 8 p.m. on our Google Classroom. So, do you have any questions na? None? Okay, let's move on to our assignment. Now, for your assignment, just do some research in advanced reading on the origin of the word Maranao, and also prepare for our graded recitation. Are there any more questions?
None,
None, ma'am.
Okay, very well. Thank you, everyone, and I hope you learned a lot about today. And I will not hold you for so long, so class dismissed, and see you tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you po.
God bless.
Thank you po.
Stop recording.
Okay, I'll stop recording.